Hey guys, it's Jonathan from Bullet Motorsports. Today I'm going to show you our 1989 240 GD produced by Mercedes. Before we go into full details, be sure to like and subscribe below. I want to give you the backstory on this 89 240. This is going to be one of the 5 that's coming in from Poland, which gets shipped to Germany and then directly to us through AFL. This is kind of something that fell into our laps. My buddy Raph kept on telling me, he's like, hey, these guys in Poland build these military G-Wagons like your Hummers, and you got to try one out. So I did. We both partnered up with this one. We shipped it over here, and I fell in love with it. You have front and rear lockers, you have a diesel motor, and it's actually a blast to drive off-road, and it turns heads everywhere you go. So when we go down by the beach, I mean, you just roll up all the covers, and everybody has a blast sitting back there, everybody's waving at you, and it hasn't had a mechanical issue, doesn't leak. It has beautiful accents throughout, and I have documentation for the restoration of this. This was a body up restoration, so all the body panels came off, but they didn't take the frame apart, essentially. It has brand new brakes on it, and when you start to walk around it, you're gonna see that they replaced a lot of hardware, just like what we used to do with the Hummers. So you're gonna have all new bolts throughout. You've got these nice covers for your side markers. The hood's been redone. It's got these beautiful things right here. Windshield wipers work, so everything mechanically does operate. There's even USB chargers in there. The front bumper's in great shape, and then it does have the fender guards, which are these plastic guards that are on the sides, and it gives it a really good character. So this would be like a basic build from our Hummers. Essentially, it's military tires, completely gone through and turnkey. I've put 300 miles on this. I've gone to the Everglades with my wife, and I actually fell in love with it. So this is gonna give you guys the opportunity to see it in action and maybe bid on it or purchase it. It's got a brand new cover up here with see-through plastic. The rear door opens up like so. And before we go inside there, you're gonna see that Ride Hard decal. So we've got new merchandise under our merchandise tab. You can see the shirt. We've got a sale for anything over $60 is free shipping right now. Let's get inside here. So you have 2 folding bench seats that have brand new brackets. And as you start to look at everything, you're gonna see that all the bolts have been, replaced. All the straps are new. There's your filler for the fuel. And this thing burns no fuel at all. This goes up. I just have a towel in here to wipe stuff. A little strap in case we get stuck. Let's go to the passenger side. Close the door. Just lift up right there. It does have a pintle hitch just like the Hummers. And then when you look underneath it, has nice ground clearance. Tank's been redone. Brakes are new, as I said. All the light assemblies are new. All the molding on the sides has been redone. Interior is very simple, and that's what I like about it. When we get inside there and go for the test drive, we'll be able to go over all the features in regards to the transmission and the driveline. While he's looking inside there, I'm gonna pop the hood. There's a latch on the driver's side. You release right here. You can lift up. So in regards to mechanics, brand new glow plugs, fuel filter, oil filter, resealed top end. This one runs really, really nice. Brand new batteries, air cleaner, hoses have been replaced. Still has the original radiator, and it's showing 50,000 kilometers. Let me put this here. You can see all the hardware again. I keep using that word, I'm sorry. See where when they took all the fenders off to blast them and paint them, everything was replaced. Brakes work great. All the vacuums are good. So you can see the diesel motor right here. It's a 4-cylinder diesel. You've got your injectors, all 4 injectors here, and everything's mechanical. That's a mechanical pump. And then when you turn it off, it actually sends a signal in, and it'll turn it off right here. This is your vacuum pump. So diesel motors don't create vacuum. That's essentially what this will do. So you have vacuum for your brakes. And you could use it for other accessories if necessary. Right now I'm gonna start it up so you can hear the engine. You do have a wait light because it does have glow plugs. You let it warm up for a second and then the light will turn off. One more second. And it'll start right up like that. One thing you have to do, because it's a mechanical motor is you have to give it a little bit of gas, and then that'll cause the generator to start charging that 24-volt system. Your emergency brake's easy to get to. Your horn is on your stock. You do have your wipers here as well, so you have 2-speed wipers, and your turn signals here. In order to use your lights, the switch is over here. This is going to be your daytime, and then you'll have your lights on for running at night. You have an ashtray. Your hazards are here. And then these 2 indicators right here, this will be your rear diff lock, which is all manual, which I love about that. You just pull up this lever and it causes the locker to kick in. Then you've got your front locker, which is right in front of it, and you have your 4-speed transmission. This motor produces around 60 to 70 horsepower, so it's definitely not a powerhouse. So you have to rev it out to really use it. I would say the top speed on this is 65 miles an hour, similar to an M998, but it's a lot lighter, and I think it's more nimble in regards to going off-road. It does not have power steering, so you do have to have strong arms or get momentum and you're good to go. You can see the inside of here has all been redone. The top looks good. Seats have been recovered, and you do have functioning seat belts. Let's jump in it and go for a ride. Okay, so we're inside the 240 GD. I'm going to push the clutch in. It's already warm, but you still have the glow plug indicator here. You could crank it if you wanted to. So that's your glow plug indicator. It's off. It'll start up like that every time. You see that the battery indicator's still on. That's because you have to give it gas so you can energize the generator. You can see that the generator's charging at around 26.8 volts, which is proper for a 24-volt system. This is your temperature gauge, and this thing, I've driven it at speed, 70 miles an hour, pretty much revving it out, and it never moves. Your gas gauge never moves either because this thing eats barely any gas or diesel. You've got your kilometers per hour here, and it goes up to 180 kilometers per hour on the speedometer. The comfortable speed, 65. Max out, 70 miles per hour. If you do different size tires, you do a taller tire, you're gonna get a higher speed, but it's gonna slow this down because it doesn't have a lot of power. You know, the transfer case is what really does it when you're going off-road. In regards to the interior, you have a 4-speed transmission. Clutch is extremely nice on this specific unit. You do have, so this is gonna be your 4-wheel drive high, and then all you do is literally pull it over and back, and that's 4 low. You've got your back differential locker and your front differential locker. And then to go into reverse, you're gonna lift up and put it into reverse. It's a very smooth transition. This is a great truck to learn on if you're learning how to drive stick, because you can just pull the clutch out and it'll start to move. Right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go for a little test drive, 3 or 4 minutes. We'll get some outside shots. You'll see me go through the gears on the road, and then we'll take it to the sand pit and show you what it really can do. So you have to rev it out. Clutch feels good, as I said. We'll turn left here. Brakes are amazing because they're all redone. Push the brakes, it brakes evenly. Downshift in a second. You can hear the turn signal indicator going. And what's nice is they did put a USB charging port here. I do have full documentation of the restoration. Every single body panel was taken off, sandblasted, primed, and painted, and then they did all of the accessory bolts. I love the sound of the motor. At first, when I received it, I was like, oh man, you didn't really have to push this thing to get it to go. And he goes, no, man. that's just how they are. You have to push it. It's a small motor. So I think after the first batch of 5 that we get in, I'm going to see how you guys like these trucks, and perhaps we'll do some turbo swaps, some V6 swaps, and see what kind of power we can put out on these. The same thing we did with the Hummers. We're going to go down this road now. We'll test it out. I'm to the floor right now. Come on, baby. See, the temperature just stays right in the middle all the time. And I'm sure you're wondering what this is right here. That's a Bluetooth radio that I bought off of Amazon. It's actually great because you just bring it in, charge it, and it kind of fits the form of the whole truck. If you do buy the truck, I guess I'll throw it in. All right, so when I take this corner, I'm gonna go in the grass so you can see how smooth it actually is off-road. We'll just pull off right here. And the suspension is a lot softer than a Hummer because it's more lightweight. We're going over some rocks right now, going through some grass, but it's a very easy transition. So the suspension takes it comparative to a Hummer. The Hummer was like, you feel like your teeth are about to come through your body. This is really smooth. Those Germans, let me tell you, us Americans are like, put the biggest V8 turbocharged motor in it and make the suspension feel like boards. That's exactly what happened. This one's like it's refined. You need to know how to drive it. Take this corner here. So what we're gonna do is we are still in 2-wheel drive. We're gonna go into the sand pit. I'm gonna show you us getting stuck essentially because these tires are not made for sand. And then we'll engage the locker, and I'll show you that it can actually power through. We'll get some inside and outside shots. Right now we're entering in. I'm still in 2-wheel drive. I love Hummers, don't get me wrong here. I'm all about American muscle and power, but let's see what happens. It's still pushing through. Ooh, we're still going. What we're gonna have to do is probably stop. We have momentum. So I'm gonna try to get us out of here right now. So I can see the slippage. My one tire is not spinning, so I'm assuming that all the power is getting transversed over to this side. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna engage this. See, it just locked up. Oh no, we're burying ourselves in. I guess we're gonna have to put it in 4-wheel drive. Like a glove. We made a little divot in that. Let's see. Yeah, we were stuck. I guess this would be the weak suit of the 240 GD is that it doesn't have a lot of power. But when you put it into 4 low, that's where it truly shines. Now, it's no problem. We don't have to force it. It's going through the gears easily. We'll shift it in a second. This is the gold star portion of the trip. When you don't have to do anything, the truck's doing everything for us. Easy to steer, so when you put that front locker on, it makes the front end a lot harder to steer. So if you're not stuck, don't use it. For going up a grade, I would use it. If you really have the rear end buried deep, I would. But you will be fighting with the rear end if you do put it into the position. I'm going to show you how it is though. So we'll lock the front. It'll click on. So I've got the front locker on right now, and it makes steering a lot harder because both wheels are rotating. See the light illuminating, but when you're turning, you're fighting to turn. I mean, it's difficult, and that's what I was talking about in regards to not using it. See, it makes the turning radius a lot bigger because both the wheels want to spin at the same time, causing it to do a big circle. So we'll take that off, usually reverse just to pop it out. And we're good. You see how much easier it is to steer? And that's like with any kind of four-wheel drive vehicle, that's the same thing would happen. It is truly locked. Thanks for watching this test drive video. We're going to be listing this specific 240 GD on Bring a Trailer. I like it because it's nimble. It has front and rear locking differentials. It's actually a fun to drive. It shows very well when it goes down the road. A lot smoother. It's not as heavy duty as a Hummer, but it's also much lighter weight. So if you have any questions, just leave a comment in the BAT section below and we'll be able to help you out. But this is one of 5 that's going to be coming in from Poland. And I'm very, very impressed. 300 miles, and I put it through the paces, through the Everglades, through mud, through sand. That's it. Enjoy.